You know, the former New York Police Commissioner Ray Kelly joining us right now on a day. In New York, it's a big deal, as it is, I'm sure, in your town, community, when they light the Christmas tree. In this city, they play it up really, really big, just a few blocks from us now. We can take a peek, guys, at Avenue of America, 6th Avenue. It's right behind us here, about a block or two away, that we're going to see the lighting of the tree. Not in Times Square, but what the heck, we'll show Times Square. But the city is under heightened alert. You're going to see a greater police presence. If we can peek at 6th Avenue, because there was a police presence there right outside Radio City Music Hall, and it's right behind that, of course, near there we're having the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. And Commissioner, you were telling me that these are very popular focal events for crowds, and terrorists know it, wannabe terrorists know it. And you said it's sometimes effective just having a lot of police out there, right? Yeah, sure. It's a deterrent. That's certainly the premise under which we operate. More uniform presence will deter an act. There's people. How could it deter if a lot of these guys are happy to kill themselves? Well, they've got to get through that line, and there's bag checks, that sort of thing that go forward. But there's police officers who are not in uniform that are in the crowd as well. I mean, it's a heavily policed event, and I think it's appropriate. Yeah, and you dealt with this when you were commissioner, and that was during a pretty scary time as well. But I am curious about these latest recruitment efforts where ISIS seems to be, even now, and even after Paris, and even after we've been taking out ISIS positions and all throughout Syria and southern Iraq, and yet they are still effective, maybe because of all that. Yeah. Well, Al-Qaeda did this. We've been experiencing this for quite a while. But ISIS has a tremendous facility on the internet and social media with Twitter. And putting out, what do they do? They put out very sophisticated videos that almost always include some element of the World Trade Center attack. They want to show those buildings burning. But they're very well done. And the basic message is your religion is under attack. You have an obligation to defend it. Now, the additional messages from ISIS. Who are they? Young men, for the most part, young, disaffected Muslim men that they initially wanted them to come to the Middle East for the caliphate. But now the message is do what you can where you are. So that's equally troubling. When they say that, because you told me the last time we were chatting about do what you can where you are. Now, we're told that a number of the ISIS recruits who went to Paris, at least one through southern Greece, maybe as many as 3, as part of this refugee wave. They didn't bring weapons with them, but the weapons were waiting in Paris. So obviously there were, cells that were working already independently there. Do you know, or do we have to worry about similar cells in New York and Chicago and a lot of cities? Well, it's difficult to say. Obviously, there are individuals that are being watched. The question is, are they communicating with other individuals? The whole notion of encryption now complicates that monitoring in terms of connectivity between these people. I think that's a fair operating premise, that there are cells who are willing to kill themselves to conduct a terrorist act. That's what you have to assume as you engage in this business of investigation. When you look around at crowds, an experienced officer in your own right, and we always talk about, Commissioner, if you see something, say something, but you're very observant. I notice just when you come in here, you're looking around, and given the characters in this room, you're right to. But I always think, kidding guys, cameras will go out, but what do you look for? What would you say that people who are out of place or just don't seem to fit or stoic? And I guess with the Sarnea brothers, they seem detached from the crowds. What is it you look for? I think the general message is look at your life through the prism of 9/11, something that's out of the ordinary. It's difficult to give a specific description as to what you're looking for, but something that just doesn't fit. There's no such thing as a dumb call. Call law enforcement. See something, say something. What do you think of what the governor's doing, Governor Cuomo? Now, if you see something, text something, send something on a phone. Somehow communicate it. I think that's helpful. It keeps people aware. You're looking at a crowd, what doesn't fit in, you're looking at individuals in there, and there are thousands who are going to be crammed in that little block radius. What do you do? It's difficult, no question about it. But, if you look at somebody, obviously somebody trying to get a bag in, that sort of thing. They're not allowing any bags or anything like that in there. Right. And also,
people who look out of place. It's difficult to say with precision what that means, but they just don't go. Tonight, for instance, is very much a family affair.
Right.
So you may look for things that don't sort of coincide with that.
Gotcha.
Commissioner, always good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Thanks
Good to
for
be with you, Neil.
protecting this city and so many others when you're doing that. It's a thankless task. All right, and by the way,